having a good tight relationship with a carrier and a customer is very key. You can work with them on routing. If a customer has certain requirements where you have to be at that customer at certain hours, you can absolutely accommodate for that. And it really allows you to help your business, help your customer's business, and grow together.
Yeah, we've seen that. I think with customers that we work with, just having a 15-minute meeting every Monday morning, going over the freight for the week, how we can combine different loads, check the routing, go over what the footage is per trailer. You can cut down on a lot of your costs just by reviewing that once a week.
I think there's also some risk when you look at brokers in network, and certainly recognize there's a place for brokers in our industry. They've been around forever. They probably will always be around. And again, we own our own logistics group, so certainly recognize they bring value to the industry. One thing I would throw out there though as a concern, when we're working with customers, especially on the asset side, although I do think we look at this the same way on the logistics side, we know our drivers, we know how we hire, we know the qualifications, we know how we train, we know how we work with them. There's something to be said about having confidence when a customer comes over the wall and gives us freight. We know how it's going to be handled because we've trained the driver and we've worked with them and we have a relationship there. I think you lose that with a lot of brokers, and I think a lot of customers really should be asking brokers right now today, how are you sourcing your capacity? Are you just posting freight on a load board? Are you just hoping that you get a random carrier that will come across the wall and pick up your freight? Even brokers who will tout this idea of building carrier relationships, we see this on our side of the world. Very rarely will we haul the same lane or for the same customer with a broker multiple times. And I think when you have customers who have a lot of their freight spend in the broker side of the world, they're horribly exposed to the spot market and they don't necessarily realize that because they have contracts with their broker.
Correct.
But you can have all the contracts with your brokers, but if they're still going out to the spot market and getting capacity off that spot market, those customers are exposed to the spot market. They just are.
Right. No, that's exactly right. A lot of times, that chart we were looking at today, 400 carriers going out of business this week and last week just because the market's so tough for carriers right now. Well, if these brokers are using essentially some of these bottom feeder carriers and they just keep dropping off and dropping off and dropping off, yeah, your freight might get moved for cheap until they're gone. And then it's on the other shoes on the other foot, and now you got to pay.
Well, the same thing's happening in the market with the brokers.
Agreed, yeah.
Brokers going out of business as there is trucking companies in today's environment.